Hey Les, how you doing, buddy? I'm here. I'm in the background right now, just trying to choke down some ham, cheese, and crackers real quick. Wow, you're here early, Maina. Hey Hunter, how you doing, buddy? Said I hope everybody heard me say I am here. I'm just kind of in the background right now, trying to choke down a snack. Yeah, send some over. Oh. Maina's here awful early tonight, Jeff. All right, I guess I'm just gonna leave the cam off for right now. Um, while I try to eat, and I'll just try to mute so you guys, everyone doesn't hear me crunching away on ham and crackers and some Swiss cheese. But all right, let's get going on this. I know a lot of people were been asking and trying to figure out corned beef and cabbage for dinner. Hey Robert, how you doing? I think me and Jeff had that discussion about corned beef and cabbage, or just cabbage in general. I don't mind the coleslaw, but I just can't eat it cooked. All right, let's get going here. A lot of people were asking about my why I don't wear seat belts in the videos. Um, why I don't wear seat belts? Oh, helps if I hit the right one. There we go. Hit this one. Come on. Will you work with me? All right, there we go. Now, I know people have been asking about the seat belt and everything else, and I said I'd explain when I could. Well, now I can explain why I don't wear seat belts. And this is the reason why. All right, let me do something a little different here. There we go. Blow that picture up. Come on. Get over here. Thank you. All right. Now, as I said, the lawyer finally said I can talk about it, so I'm going to. Just so people know, realize this is not blood or anything. This is water. That water bottle right here was got knocked over. So, okay. I've got the accident report right here with me as well. October 6th of 2020. I was almost killed when I got crushed between vehicles. This is the truck I was driving at the time. Don't mind me. I apologize. I might have to pause for a few minutes. It's kind of hard. But this truck right here broke down. The motor shut off just like you turn the key off. No warnings, nothing. As you can see right here, the hood was open. So the mechanic and me, if you get anybody has any questions, please jump in and ask away. I'll do my best to answer for you. I already checked under the hood for wiring, seeing anything chafed, because the mechanic and me thought I popped the fuse to the ECM. Didn't see nothing under the hood. So there is a fuse panel right here. It was right at my clutch, right by my knee for the clutch, inside the cab. I also took the battery box off, just checking the main fuse. There's a main fuse on the battery box for the ECM2 right in here. Everything was seemed to check out all right. Excuse me. So I had this driver's door resting on my left shoulder because I was checking fuses here. Now, I had this accident here. I'm going to be jumping around. I apologize about it. But I was literally, my shins were against this step right here. This step right here. I was pretty much standing right where you see my feet. I was on the phone with the guy that owns the truck, talking to him. You see this mark right here? Okay. This mark and this dent. I was standing there with the driver's door on my shoulder. And nothing against this gentleman, but this gentleman right here, it was the driver of the vehicle. As you can see here, there was a convenience store. He backed out of the convenience store across both lanes. Somehow, I don't know how, but he missed this tire, backed into the driver's door. When he backed into the driver's door, it crushed me. It pinched me in the cab basically like a pair of scissors trying to cut me in half. Now, I don't remember my body doing this, but evidently this dent right here, this one right here, was from my wrist. Now, when he slammed it backed into that door, slammed my face into the seat, my wrist dented that. Then, as the vehicle's going backwards, it hits me just above the left knee. And when he does that, it crushes me. It forces my body to the right. My hip gets caught right here on this corner of this fuel tank. As you notice, it's nice and shiny and clean right here. As I said, feel free to jump in and ask anything you want. I gotta check. Actually, let me get another stream. Let me bring up something here. Okay, there we go. All right. Get it down here again. But as I said, I got hit just above the knee right there. So it crushed me both directions at the same time. Because as he was backing up, this door was still getting crushing me tighter and tighter. It got to the point where I had so much force against me. This fuel tank actually moved backwards. I got hit so hard that it moved this fuel tank backwards. And when this fuel tank moved, the lower half of my body, now mind you, I'm still pinched into the cab. My upper half is pinched by this door. Lower half of my body popped out, and my hip come up and got drove into this, right into this corner of the body. Now, what I have suffered from this accident is, let me go through everything what I can with you. Main injury is I suffered a complete pelvic ring fracture. I'll pause right now and let you read some of that. I gotta pull this down so I can actually no. I'm gonna move this one up so I can see what's going on. And I'm trying to eat too again. I apologize. But actually, why am I doing that? I got pull one tab at a time. Why not? Take this. Come on. Cooperate. Fine, I'll just do this. No, come here. There. Now we got it. This is one of them. Sorry about that. I didn't. But anyways, this is one of the main things. My pelvic plate was fractured. Now, with that fracture, now I joke around calling myself the human barometer. All my fractures now have arthritis. So, that's one of the injuries. I've also got, from the accident, both hip sockets are damaged, both rotator cuffs are damaged. Plus, I wound up having to do this. If you don't know what your ulnar nerve is, it is your funny bone. Evidently, when I was getting crushed, my body went into fight or flight mode, and I crushed the funny bone nerve in both elbows. And you know the sensation that you have in like your I say ring finger, but your pinky and the finger right next to the pinky. 5 minutes after you smack your funny bone, you get that sensation. That's what it was like for me for 24/7 after the accident. Now I'll tell you right now that each one, the doctor would not. Each one was 6 weeks out of work for 6 weeks, and I had to have both of them done. Now, mind you, going back to this. Sorry, I said I'm going to be jumping around. I apologize, everyone. But back to this. Had the whole road shut down. It happened on Tuesday, is it a Tuesday, October 6th. I was in the hospital for less than 48 hours. The accident happened the 6th at 1:45. Let me see. Check the accident report, see when the time came in. It happened at 1:45, but the time the 911 call came in was they have it as 1:50, and now mind you, this picture's taken before the police show up. Pretty bad that fire and rescue from the local town was there before the police were. But it shows him on scene at, according to the accident report, it shows him on scene at 2:15. How close was I to be from being paralyzed? According to every medical professional I've been with, I should have been killed, not survived this accident. I shouldn't have survived it, or I should have at least been paralyzed. I couldn't tell you, because during the whole accident, when I was getting crushed in the door, my vision turned white. I'm not gonna lie. People say they black out. I didn't black out. My vision turned white. And when my vision went white, if there's any young children in here watching, or parents with their children, I'm going to give you a fair warning. This will be vulgar. I try to be good. But I will tell you exactly what went through my mind here. And that was, fuck, I'm dead. Was the exact thoughts in my mind. Now, what I do not, did I lose consciousness? I don't know. I don't think I did, but I couldn't tell you. I don't know. My vision went white, and then the next thing I know is I'm falling, standing, then I fall backwards to where you see me here in the road. Pillows from actually a customer of ours that literally, I think that's her driveway. I think that was their driveway right there, was one of our customers. I mean, I could feel my legs. I could feel my feet and toes. I could move them, but I could not move my legs. Now, of course, local fire department ambulance driver. He was the paramedic. Oh, rephrase that. Ambulance driver, paramedic. And these two come with a fire truck. As I said, this individual here was a gentleman that was driving the vehicle. And again, forewarning, foul language. As I'm laying on the road, in the road before any of these four showed up, I did have people call. I'm jumping around. I apologize, everyone. It's quite stressful. As I said, I was on the phone with the owner when this happened. He heard this whole accident happen on the phone. So when I got hit and I landed in the road, I could hear people over here in the store screaming, "Call 911." So I knew I didn't have to call them. They were all being called. But when Good Samaritans, I have to call them Good Samaritans, or they're out trying to help direct traffic around me, and that's a complete nightmare in itself. Uh, this gentleman here, as I said, he was the driver, leaned over me and said, "I am the asshole that did this to you." And that is an exact quote. He admitted to it on the scene that it was his fault. And he admitted to going to the store, getting something for his wife, jumping in the vehicle. He looked down the road this way and then up the road this way, but never looked behind him. He admitted to seeing me there when he pulled into the store. But we went in the store, got what he needed, got out, and never looked behind him when he backed out. So, and in the accident report, it said, let me get to it. Driver's action at time of crash, improper backing, is what they put down as the cause of the accident. So it's been quite the ordeal of the past 4.5 years of fighting with the insurance companies about stuff. Now, while in the hospital, sorry, as I said, I'm still trying to snack away here. Now, they taken me to the hospital. I mean, excruciating pain. I can't move I can feel my feet and my legs. I just can't move them. In the hospital, I bypassed the emergency room. They taken me straight to trauma. As my room I'm in, now, of course, they got me on the backboard, the neck brace, everything. Run me through CT, do a CT scan on me, and figure out that my neck there's no problem with my neck. It's just lower half of basically from lower half of my body. They take the neck brace off. I had an emergency room. The surgery, they had me right next to surgery. They had me in, I think it was operating room 2, I think it was, right beside where I was at. One of the worst things I could have done was have to call my wife while I'm laying in the road here. Again, I'm jumping around. Call my wife and tell her that I've been hit by a car. Hold on. Man, I'm sorry, everyone. But call my wife and telling her that I've been hit by a car. I don't know how severe I know I was messed up pretty bad, but I didn't know if I had internal injuries or not. Again, because I was crushed by the door of the truck across the abdomen, across my lower back. It actually crushed my abdomen here. So that's. No, thanks, guys. So I don't know how severe my internal injuries were going to be. So it sucks. But then they load me in the ambulance, take me to the hospital, la di da di. I'm in there. They tell me I've suffered a complete pelvic ring fracture, which basically states that the way the doctor explained it to me was if you take a piece of glass and you hit it with a hammer and it shatters. Not safety glass where it goes into a million pieces, but like the old single pane glass. He said that's what my pelvic plate looked like. They just didn't know how the severity of the injuries, the fractures were. If I had what they call a fracture with give you an aerial. Yeah, give me a second here. Aerial, I can bring it up for you. This is this right here is this right spot right here is where I was at. This right here is where I was at in that picture. Oh, come on, would you quit arguing with me? Got that. See the store sign right there. See that driveway right there? That is this driveway right here. But evidently he come out. He backed out. When he come down, he backed this way. That's how he hit. That's how he hit that door. Right there. And that's what pinched me in there. So as I said, the truck was like right in here. I got as far over as I possibly could. You see right here. This is where I was. This is where I was at between this driveway. I was a little further down, but because I was actually trying to turn left on this road here, and the truck shut off. So I just rolled the truck back as far as I could to here for it. Now, where did he? I think he backed out of an area spot like right up here somewhere. I think this store is closed up since the accident. But again, calling the wife and telling her that I was hit and all that, not knowing the extent of my injuries and all. The owner of the truck parked up here on this side road up here. And he showed up about the same time the ambulance did. Yeah, the ulnar nerve, because I crushed the funny bone nerve. Now we're going to get into, my back. I said, this is one of the things you'll see me hear me go ouch and stuff like that. It's not for attention. No, that's one thing I'm not out for. It's just, this is what I've got. It's called bilateral sacroiliitis. It is the connective tissue that holds your spinal column and your pelvic plate together. I did also have a fractured tailbone, but Pain lower, yep. Usually happens. Stiffen. Yeah. Pain worship. I can't stand. I can't stand for a long time, and I can't sit for a long time. So, yeah, difficulty from daily activities. I used to be active with my kids, well, especially with my son, but both kids did football at the time of the accident. And again, I got to emphasize on this too. This was October of 20. This was when COVID was starting to spike again. So, this is another diagnosis I'm going to be wind up dealing with for the rest of my life. Aside from those, now to answer the question on seatbelt, now mind you, as I said, my hip got driven into this. This is what helped between reason why I don't like Honda Ridgelines anymore. Could be a major reason why. I can't stand them. This gentleman that's what hit me, was a Honda Ridgeline. Now, again, that's metal. That does not give. I have this right here. I have nerve hypersensitivity syndrome, also known as hypersensitive nerves. Automobile act trauma right there. I cannot wear a seatbelt. Justin, the only reason why I can disclose this now is everything is settled. I cannot disclose. I didn't sign a I did not sign a non-disclosure. However, I cannot disclose the exact amount, but it was more than a quarter, less than a half. Now, the sensitivity to touch and spasms, the pain, burning, tingling, shooting, stabbing, that is an everyday occurrence for me. So, if you see me, that's why I have that limp now, is because of the injury. I cannot wear a seatbelt because the seatbelt goes right over the exact spot of the nerve damage.
Text message.
Okay, I got a friend of mine, Mark, that just asked a question. Where did the dent under the door come from? That was my wrist. Evidently, that was my wrist when I got crushed. My body dented under the rocker panel. Because I've also been diagnosed with this. It triggers flashbacks. Somebody comes up, touches my hip. I've had people do it countless times, not intentionally. But it brings me back. And by doing that, it just makes it not good for anybody around me. Excuse me. That's why I also wear loose pants. That's why you see me pulling them up. I can't wear a belt itself either, because it pulls up across that sensitive area that will trigger it. God, trust me, I've tried. So I do have a what they call a seatbelt placard, exemption placard. So I do not have to wear. The state acknowledges that I have a injury for this to have this placard. And because of all the injuries I have sustained, yes, I do have a disability one of those little blue handicap placards that you hang in the windows. Because of my injuries with the hip, both hip sockets being damaged, both rotator cuffs being damaged, the pelvic ring fracture, the arthritis that's set into all the fractures on the pelvic plate, plus this. In the accident, my pancreas was damaged. I am now a type 2 diabetic. When it rains, it pours, doesn't it, everyone? So that's what happened with me. Technically, I should not be here, but I am. How I survived it, I don't know. Yes, I do still have flashbacks when I sleep at night. I have had flashbacks. When my vision goes white, I hear both my parents saying it's not your time. That's one of the things that gives me chills. Let's see here. I went in on the October 6th, the date of the accident, to the hospital. Of course, they did a whole bunch of testing on me. Justin, yeah, it was October 6th of 2020. So it's been 4.5 years. Yeah, it sucks. Trust me, it sucks. Went in, as I said, I went in on the 6th. I think I got to the hospital about 3 o'clock. The wife finally came in. They let the wife in the room to see me, be there with me. One of the hardest things was she brought the kids with her, and the hospital said nobody under the age of 18 is allowed in the hospital. My son was 16 at the time, and my daughter was 12. I wasn't able to see my kids, and they weren't able to see me. I was in trauma. Oh, and trust me, you can ask my wife about it. She's not here, she's at work, but you could ask my wife about it. I was telling the doctors I needed to get up and go back to work the next day. Did I lose consciousness, and if so, for how long? Justin, I just don't know. I don't think I lost consciousness. But as I said, when I was getting crushed between the door, right? Come on. When this door was crushing me, I was getting, this part was basically right across my abdomen, right across my stomach. This was on my and this was crushing me from the back. This was crushing me in my abdomen. And my face was smashed into the driver's seat. My vision went white. Did I lose consciousness? I don't know, because my vision went white, and then the next thing I know, I fall out of the truck, and this is where I'm at. I mean, you can tell I had the bright green shirts on. That was a sweatshirt on. The blankets just to help try to keep me from going into shock. Did I lose consciousness? I can't tell you. I don't know. I don't think I did. But there's no... Thank you, Les. I don't think I did, but I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell you. David Laswell, thank you very much. God has a plan for you, my friend. But back to the hospital. Of course, they let my wife in, but not my kids. So I figured it just could be just because I was in trauma. So I did everything. I wanted to get out, get back to work the next day. My doctor and Mena, Claire, your work on this planet is not done. You are still with us for a reason. Thank you for having the courage to share this with us. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people been, since I started this channel, people like seatbelt, or this or that. There's reasons why, and I couldn't explain them because of the legal implications it had with my case and with the lawyer and the insurance companies. If I started going out and just explaining everything, the insurance company would say, well, I'm putting them in a bad image. I am not going to release the names of anyone, the drivers, the insurance companies, none of that. I am doing this to protect them. I am just telling you my story of what I went through. This is extremely hard. I won't lie. I don't even know. But back to the hospital. I'm sorry, everyone. I think I got there probably close to 3 o'clock. They didn't get me into a room until almost, I think, 8 o'clock. When they finally got me into a room, let me back up, and I'll try to get everyone to chuckle. Get everyone a good laugh here. While I was down in there, where I got hit just above the left knee, they wanted the CT scan was the CT scan was basically just for my chest and pelvic plate, but they did not do my leg with the CT scan, and they sent me to X-ray. Now, mind you, I'm on the backboard. I'm strapped down. I can feel my feet. I can move my toes. I can move my feet, but I just could not pick my legs up. I could not move my legs. They wanted me to take my left leg, pick it up, and put it on some type of pillar, so they could take a clear X-ray of my knee, of my left thigh, and basically my whole left leg. The nurse is like, "Oh, you got to pick your leg up, put it up there." I'm like, "You do it. I am not gonna be able to." They're like, "Well, you got to." I'm like, I ain't got to. I can't move my legs. And come to find out, it's kind of it has to go with this whole thing with the trauma and all. When I was getting crushed left to right, which would be hit with the vehicle, crushed against this fuel tank, my legs were compressed so hard that on the inside of your kneecaps, on the inside of my knees, the stitching, the hem on the inside of the jeans left what looked like rash, like a road rash on the inside of each kneecap. Plus, the muscles were compressed so hard it squeezed the blood out, so it kind of looked like I had jaundice in my legs. They were discolored, yellow, black and blue, all kinds of different colors. But got into a room about 8 o'clock that night. They gave me what was it? Propofol to sleep. That only worked for approximately 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours, because the nurse came in to, of course, empty my bottle. Oh, the other thing is that was absolute torture on me was they locked my bed flat, just like it laying on a board. I could not be propped up. They wanted me flat for overnight. Oh, that sucked. I couldn't sleep. But I scared the living daylights out of a nurse when she come in to empty my pee bottle, because she come in, emptied it, And I asked her for a glass of ice water, and she screamed. Not she thought I was asleep. She's like, "You're supposed to be asleep. We gave you propofol." Yeah, no, didn't work. The wife tried to bring. I guess the wife tried to wanted to bring the kids, but they wouldn't allow her because of the COVID, all that other BS. Absolute hell on me not being able to see my kids. The only way I was able to see my kids was FaceTime. So, and of course, the injuries I sustained was just coughing was excruciating. Sneezing was excruciating. Trying to laugh was excruciating. Just any type of movement at that time was just a pain I can't describe. So that was Wednesday. I was supposed to have occupational therapy and physical therapy come in and see me. Well, they didn't. However, physical therapy came in. Well, a person from physical therapy, as I should say, came in and left a walker beside my bed. Now, I was under strict orders. I cannot move unless I got 2 nurses. Yeah, exactly, David. It is what they did, but they gave me a lower dosage just to kind of not put me completely under for surgery, but under enough just to get some rest. Um, so we on Wednesday they came in and they left a walker that there beside me, and I was not supposed to get out of bed unless I had 2 nurses in case I fell. Well, me being me, that night I played good boy all day. Me being me on Wednesday night, and I know I could have gotten a lot of trouble if I got caught. But me being me was, it took about, I wait till the nurse did her round. She come in, check my vitals, do whatever she needed to do, and then leave the room. I'd wait 5 or 10 minutes or so for her to leave. Then it'd take me about 5 or 10 minutes to get myself spun around and on the walker. I got up on the walker on my own. I would literally walk from my bed, and I say walk, but it was more like I wound up just like in the movies, they see people taking their first steps after like getting severely hurt, dragging their feet. That's what I could not pick my feet up off the floor. I just drug my feet. I get to the door, kind of poke my head out, look up and down the hallway, then I'd turn around and get back to the bed because I knew if I get caught, I'd get in major trouble. I did that Wednesday night. Thursday morning, they came into the room, said if I pass occupational therapy and physical therapy, I could go home. Well, my wife called me that morning, and I told her that when she come to see me, to bring clothes so I can get out of there. Because she called me so I could say goodbye, talk to the kids before they went to school. And I told her to bring clothes so I can get out of here, get out of there. What was it? Occupational therapy? Yeah, occupational therapy came in first. Told me I had to put a pair of pants on and socks. If I did that on my own, they would release me. And this is all against my orthopedics doctor recommendation. He wanted me to stay in the hospital for at least a week. But with COVID spiking at that time of the year, I guess people above him said if he can put socks on and walk, he can leave. So now with occupational therapy, they get said if I put socks on and a pair of pants, I could leave. So that was fine. Great. They put the pants on, put pants on the bed and socks on the bed beside me. I slid the pair of put the pants on my right leg. I picked my foot up at the same time, and then I put the sock on. Then I used the legs of the pants to put them down. Great. But the problem was that was not my worst leg. My worst leg was my left one where I got backed into. Now, again, I pushed myself too hard, real hard Wednesday night when I was getting out of bed, walking to the door and back. I looked at the therapist there and I told them that I screwed up doing my right leg first instead of my left leg. They're like, why is that? It's because my left leg was the one that got hit. So all I could do was I reached down with the pants. I grabbed my ankle, got my foot into the waistband, and I just nonstop yanked it. One swift motion from down below, from hanging off the bed to up over my knee like you're sitting like figure four style. I did that. I let out a groan. I swear the whole wing, the entire wing of that hospital could hear. It hurt like hell, but I wanted to get home. So I did that, got the sock on, then I just slowly let the leg down. Past them, they left, physical therapy came in, and it was literally the two physical therapists and my wife walked in the room, one behind the other. Told me if I get out of bed, walk out my room, walk out my room and like down the hallway to basically the corridor and come back, I'd be fine. I got up. It took again like 5-10 minutes to get out because the severity of the injuries and the pain I was in. Got out of the room. I got about halfway down the hallway to the corridor, and they went, "No, you're all set. You can come back." And I like, "Nope. You want to do it all the way to the end? I'm going to the end." And the nurses look at the wife and go, "Is he serious?" And she goes, "You have no idea." I get down to the end of down to the corridor, turn around, look at the nurses. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna do something even better than that." And like, "What's that?" I take my hand and touch the wall. You want to talk about two nurses freaking out? They freaked out on me. They told me it wasn't smart, but I did it anyways. Well, we wound up doing all that. They discharged me that day, and this is what we got on Thursday. Do I get a hug? Hey, buddy.
Hey, Dad.
I hate you, Mom.
I got let go at noon time. They sent me home at noon. So I was able to, at least say I was able to hug my kids. After that, it was a month, pretty much a month of nothing but intense physical therapy. I say a month worth, but 9 days after 9 days after I was discharged, I started physical therapy. Those 9 days, I was doing my own home physical therapy. But I returned to work November 5th. So I was out of work for 29 days. The last 2 weeks of physical therapy was twice a day. I was his first appointment and his last appointment every day for 2 weeks straight to get myself back to work as soon as I possibly could. Now, far as I know, somebody said about the lawsuit. Justin said about the settlement amount with the fat checking account. With the PTSD and having surgeries here and there, because this is when I had my right elbow done for the ulnar nerve, having basically the funny bone nerve fixed. I was in the hospital for, I do believe it was 46 hours. I wasn't even in the hospital for 2 days because they wanted the bed for, they wanted as many beds available because COVID was starting to spike again. So they wanted to get me out as quick as possible. So I don't even think it was, let's see, I think I was admitted into the hospital at, no, not even 46, 48, 45 hours. It happened October 6th. The accident was 1:45. Call it with 3. I didn't get into the hospital. Say I didn't make it into the hospital. Say 3 o'clock. Just to go on that. 3 o'clock on Tuesday. I was discharged at noon on Thursday. So yeah, 45 hours. So were my injuries severe? They were a lot more severe than I thought they were. So if anybody's got any questions, please feel free to ask. I mean, I'm just kind of rambling on here, explaining what's going on, what happened and all. Jumping around, I apologize about that. If you have any questions about something further back I've talked about, please ask. I will do everything I can to answer your questions. Now, as far as I said in the thing there, future plans, I don't plan on changing much, if at all anything. I'm still going to be doing wood pellet home deliveries. I'm going to be doing everything I can to give you the content I do. I don't plan on changing nothing. Still do live streams on Sundays. I absolutely enjoy I enjoy what I do with you, everyone. Interacting with you. Everything else. I just keep everybody informed and up to date on everything. But I know a lot of people are curious about why I don't wear seatbelts. I've got a lifetime exemption. I don't have to wear seatbelts for the rest of my life because of this accident with the nerve damage on my hip. Not to poke fun, guess you what? What? Should I start an Arby's up in Bangor? If I injure myself, as long as it's not on my hip, everywhere else is fine. I mean, like when I injured myself on that Moffat last week, my left knee's fine. I'm good to go. Bit stubborn, yes. I have always been stubborn. The way I was raised is you get hurt, you rub dirt on it, and keep going. Not to poke, yeah. Stubborn, okay. Injure yourself somewhere else in your body. Is it accelerated because of no? No, as I said, Jeff, any injury, it will be just normal. It's just right around my hip. My right hip is where the nerve damage is. I did have an impression. Now, I'll try to explain it here. This is angle iron. It is in an L shape. Everybody knows what angle iron is. piece of angle iron at 90 degrees. This right here, between here and here, there was an imprint in the X-ray. They could see in the X-ray, there was an imprint of that shape in the bone. How it did not puncture the skin, they said they don't know. Again, this was just complete, as they call it, a freak accident, and they just don't know how I survived it. Justin, what was the explanation of the driver not seeing you? The explanation for the driver was he never looked behind him. When he got into his vehicle, right here. I'll back out of this real quick. Oh, I backed out too far. Oh, where you go? Oh, down here. Justin, I don't know if you hear earlier or not, but this is where the accident happened. My truck was between this driveway and this driveway. Evidently, this was a convenience store. It's closed up now, but at the time, this was a convenience store. He came from this direction, and again, Justin, I don't know when you jumped in. At what point did you jump in on this explanation of what happened? Was my work truck broke down. I was getting ready to turn onto this road here. I came up this hill, getting ready to turn, and the motor shut off, so I just rolled the truck back here to the side of the road. This gentleman come down, went to the store, got something for his wife. He jumped in the vehicle. He looked up the road, down the road, and then backed out. Never looked behind him. He admitted to the state trooper and the sheriff's department that he saw me here when he come down the road and went to the store. He saw me here. He saw me outside the truck working on it. But he just never looked behind him when he backed out. And his apology to me was, "I'm the asshole that did this to you." That was his exact words. That's weird. He probably done that dozens of times or more before the incident. Yes, probably. It sucks because it took me getting severely injured before he realized how dangerous it was. It has changed my life forever. With all the injuries plus the diabetes, because my pancreas was damaged when I got crushed. So, oh yeah, pulling in, backing out, not even thinking about it. Just a habit. It absolutely sucks. And I am not going to deny I have, in the past 4.5 years since the accident, I have put my family through hell. I love my family with all my heart. I love my kids to death, my wife. This has not been easy on them. Maybe being able to explain what happened to me with everybody, with all of you, it might help me relax a little bit more. But it's just been a huge weight on my shoulders since the accident. I've lost income. because I can't work like I used to. It takes me longer to do the same amount of things that it used to do. Uh, the Moffat, like the Moffats I work with, we see it. Where's Jeff? We see it every day too. See it every day. Too many people are in too much of a hurry to do things that we aren't aware of the surroundings. Yes, yes, we do. We see it every day. Uh, but trying to get finally being able to explain uh, squirrel Moffat, the Moffat, using the Moffats again with my back and my shoulders and my hips. Climbing up and down that Moffat is very difficult for me. As you see in this picture here, there's a Moffat. We had a Moffat on the back of that truck doing. So, oh, come on. Come on, get over here. Let me work with me. So I got the clearance to return to work on October 5th. Well, 2 days later, what do you know? That was the day that we got received the brand new the donkey. That is the donkey I'm using currently right now. That was it had I think it had zero point 0.4 hours on it at the time that I got it. So that's what the donkey looked brand new. So yep, this was the donkey. And now, uh, where is it? I gotta look for it. Oh, I can use this picture. Can I? Yeah, I'll do that. Why not? Have a little fun. No, I had numerous fractures in my pelvic plate, but none were dislocated enough, as the doctor said, dislocated enough to require surgery. Basically, just sit still, let your pelvic plate heal, is what he pretty much said. But the international, actually, this is the international right here. Yeah, the day I got the day I got hurt was the day the international that you see me driving came out of the shop. The owner bought that truck knowing it had a bad engine and to get it with the intent of getting the motor rebuilt. The day I got hurt, the day this happened, was the day that international came out of the shop. Trying to find a different photo. That's all right. Yeah. So yeah, it's been a long 4.5 years of just in and out of the lawyers' meetings and depositions, uh, just everything involved with this headache. As I said, 4.5 years. Just give me a minute, folks. I have to run to the other side of the wall behind me here. If you got any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat. I will do everything I can to answer it when I get right back. Okay, I'm back. It was quiet over the weekend. My daughter was away. God, I love harassing her. So, anybody got any questions at all? So no, I 29 days you didn't have to use that miserable pig. Yeah, actually, my Saturday employer bought this truck in that Moffat. Her trip to New York was great. I know it was good for me. It was nice and quiet. But no, she had a blast. So yeah, I mean, I something like that. I hope she goes and gets out of state and has some fun. Out of body experience. I again, Justin, I didn't have an out of body experience. It was when I was getting crushed. When I was getting in the accident, when I was getting crushed, as I explained, he missed this tire, hit the driver's door, right here in this spot. The guy who was driving a Honda Ridgeline. He hit the driver's door right there. This driver's door, the truck shut off. Okay, I'll try to explain it, just try to summarize it as quick as possible. The truck broke down, and as I said, the truck broke down here. I was getting ready to try to turn down this road. The truck broke down like right here. I rolled the truck back to this point here. So I rolled the truck back here. Opened up the hood. 4 ways were going, because you can see that light's flashing. I had the 4 ways going. The motor shut off like you turn the key off. No warning lights, no nothing. The motor just shut off. The mechanic and me's thinking, okay, I popped a fuse to the ECM that shut the motor off. So I opened up the hood and I was checking out wiring under here. Didn't see nothing. Evidently that must have been when this gentleman here that was driving the vehicle pulled into the store. I didn't see nothing there, anything obvious. So I pulled the battery cover off, checked the main fuse under the on the batteries for the ECM. Didn't see nothing there. There was another fuse panel right inside the cab, right above my knee for the clutch, my left knee. I was standing here with my shins against this step to keep myself as small as possible. This was resting on my left shoulder. As I was on the phone with the owner of the truck, talking to him, checking fuses, bouncing ideas off of each other of why the motor shut off, this gentleman went into the store, got what he needed for his wife. And again, as I explained earlier, the truck was approximately in this spot right here. The gentleman, I'm assuming here, backed out, got into his vehicle, looked uphill, looked downhill, then backed out. He backed out, and kind of started backing downhill. That's when he hit the door. That crushed me, slammed my face into there. I could hit just above, like right here on my knee, just above the knee. It crushed me this way. When the door was crushing me, I can't stand the sound of like people when you crush cans, aluminum cans. That's the sound that I had. I had in my left ear the entire time I was getting crushed. My vision, it forced the air out of my lungs. My vision went white. When my vision went white, I said, fuck, I'm dead. So I thought I was looking at the light at the end of the tunnel, to be 100% honest. When my vision went white, I thought I was looking at the light at the end of the tunnel. The next thing I know is I'm falling backwards out of the truck to where I am here. So any out-of-body experience, no. But I sure the hell tell you right now, when my vision turned white, I thought I was looking at the light at the end of the tunnel. Scary as fuck, and it happened so fast you probably felt like slow motion. There's a medical term that the doctor used. I cannot remember exactly what it was called, but as the doctor said, I never saw it coming. I never had it. The doctor said the only thing that probably saved my life was I didn't see it coming. That's how I survived it. He said it's something like similar to a drunk driver.
You take a drunk driver and a sober person, put them in identical accidents. The drunk driver will walk away without injury. The sober person would pass away in the accident because the sober person could see it coming and they tense up. I never had a chance to. It was just I had that car accident bang in my ear. Everybody knows that's seen an accident, been involved in that accident, know what that bang sounds like. That's what I had in my left ear. And then it was the sound of crunching metal. It could have been crunching bones too, but that's when, again, it just slammed my face against the driver's seat. I was getting crushed. It forced the air out of my lungs. My vision went white. Then I felt, next thing I know, I'm falling backwards into the road. In excruciating pain. I could feel my feet, and I could move my toes, but I could not move my legs.
Yeah, I gave him mine. That's all I have.
So, again, like some of these, people understand why too. I say I have to get out of the road now. I got delivery. I'm uneasy. This is why it starts to bring back. It's kind of like some of the same situations. Traffic area. I'm on the side of the road. People aren't slowing down. Just some of this stuff makes me real uneasy now. Before, it never bothered me. Never bothered me a single bit. Vision going white is crazy to think about. It is. There's times I still have flashbacks, dreams about it. And when I had those flashbacks and dreams, I lost my mother in 16 and I lost my father in 18. When my vision goes white in those dreams, when I'm having those dreams, I hear both my parents saying it's not your time. And when they say time, I wake right up in a cold sweat. Like my parents are talking to me from the other side, saying it's not your time. You got to go back. So it's really, really uneasy on some of these deliveries. But I have to push through them for the customers. Just keep things going. So now you got everybody can understand why some of these deliveries I look uneasy, because there's some similarities to what happened with this accident at the deliveries I go to. That's why I try to, if I can, I try to back into the driveways to get myself out of the road. For basically kind of like self-preservation. So I just, so many things going on at once. It could be just one thing at a delivery that kind of makes me doesn't want it. I have made a few customers angry because I have backed into their driveways. They're like, well, you don't need to back in my driveway. Well, I do. I have had a life-altering experience that, for my comfort, I'm going to back in your driveway.
Actually, I remember. I think you got this as a temporary pair.
Your concern is 1,000% get off the road and make your deliveries. Yeah. God saved your life that day. Somebody was watching over me, Mr. Somebody. Someone was watching over me. Never watched any of your videos. This is the first time here, so a random live pop-up on YouTube. I stopped in for this. This is my first time here. Justin, thank you for joining. Feel free. I got plenty of videos for you to watch. Tyke Essentia? What in the hell is that? Just man, and the general public has no regards to who is around them while driving. You don't know how many times I see people got their phone right to their face. All right, you got me curious, Jeff. What in the hell is that? I don't know. I don't know if they use that word around with me or not. But yeah, again, Justin, thank you for joining tonight. It's been 4.5 years. I've been fighting this battle with the insurance company. So, yeah, Pumpkin.
Did you eat the salted caramel ice cream?
Not that I know of. I did throw some ice cream away because it was had frostbite. It was all crystallized.
On the top?
No, it was all the way around it. But no, I haven't touched your ice cream.
Oh, your camera's not on.
No, it's not on.
Well, somebody ate it. Because,
No, I ate the mint chocolate chip.
yeah, I know. If I couldn't even get any hands on it.
Okay, well, I got the camera off. Do you want to explain to people the night what happened the night that happened here in the house, the day of the accident, and what you went through until I come home? They saw the video of me
Well,
when I came
until
home.
I came home, technically. The day I came home.
Okay, this is going to be something you'll hear what happened, what my kids went through during the accident, because I really can't explain it. I just know what I went through, and she'll explain what happened here at the house.
Okay, hi, Mana. So, what happened was me and my brother, because he was still in high school when this happened, we got off the bus and we walked in the house, dropped our bags, and went to the other side of the house, down in the living room. And our mom was sitting at the door, bawling her eyes out. And me and Trevor, we just paused. We really didn't know what to do. And she looks at us and says, "Sit." My brother ran right to the couch. I mean, he bolted to that couch. And I just walked because I was confused and I really didn't know what was going on. And I don't know if she hung up the phone with you or not.
I do not know if she was on the phone. I know the accident. I called her. I was on the phone with Jim. I called her right after I hung up with Jim. So I don't think I was on the phone long with your mother because I think I had a whole bunch of people coming up to surround me and block, basically direct traffic and
Make sure you did not get hit.
yeah.
So we both sat down. I don't know if my mom hung up the phone or not, but she looks at us. Her eyes are all puffy red, crying her eyes out, and she goes, "Your father's been in an accident." I really didn't say anything because I didn't know what to do. But my mom looks at me and my brother, and she goes, "Grab your stuff. We're going to the hospital." So keep in mind, though, this was during COVID. You've probably said that already.
Yeah, I've said that several times.
So me and my brother and my mom get there. Obviously, my grandmother had to stay home. She's not really able to walk around like we are all the time. But we got there. They let her. Didn't Mom go in?
They allowed your mother into the
Yeah.
trauma room.
Our mom went in, but they would not let me and my brother see him. So we were sitting in the waiting room for what, 2-3 hours?
I don't know. I was strapped to a backboard.
Text message.
I think we were sitting there for about 2 or 3 hours before I called one of our family friends to come pick up me and my brother, and she brought us back to her house because our mom obviously wanted to stay with Dad. So we went over to their house, and then eventually, I think it was like 8 and 9 o'clock at night.
I think it was probably closer to 9 because I don't think they got me into a room until... Oh, it might have been 8 o'clock because I think they got me up into a room at 8. So they sent your mother home.
Yeah, so our mom came and she picked us up, and we came home, and we just asked her how he was doing, and I don't remember if she said anything. I think she said that he was okay, he'll be fine, but he's in a lot of pain. So we went to bed. The next day, obviously, our mom called our school and explained what happened, and we had teachers checking on us. Well, I had a bunch of teachers checking on me like crazy, asking me if I was okay, if I was doing well, if they could help me with anything. And I didn't really want the special treatment, to be honest. So I told him, nope. Said I'm fine. And just went on with my day. Came home. I think you were on the phone with Mom.
Might have been. I don't know.
But either way, while he was... Wait, was it 2 or 3 days after you came home?
Let's see. The accident was on Tuesday. I was home on Thursday. I played the
Wednesday.
I played the video of you saying I hate you, Mom.
Hey, Mom! But yeah, so we came home from school, and then we called Dad to see how he was doing, because obviously we couldn't see him.
Yeah, the only way we could communicate, the only way we could see each other is through FaceTime.
Yeah, and then it came close to bedtime. Yeah, no, she wasn't on the phone when we came home, because we came home, I think we ate or something.
I do not know what I don't. That's why I said I have you explaining.
I'm trying to remember. I think we ate. I know it was towards bedtime because Mom said, all right, you guys got to go to bed now. Say goodnight to your father. I remember that.
Yeah.
This was close to 5 years ago. You expect me to remember everything.
4.5 years ago, yeah.
And then, obviously, we woke up Thursday, went to school, and came home and the house was quiet. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't think much of it because obviously your truck wasn't in the driveway.
No.
It was still down in Wyndham.
Yeah, still at work.
So
that's when I played it once before. I'll play it again for everybody, but this is what she's talking about when she came home.
I dropped my bag off in my room, and I'm walking down the hallway.
Do I get a hug? And that was a tight hug, everyone. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Dad.
He didn't have as much as a reaction as me.
Well, he did have a reaction that I didn't know about till
I hate you,
afterwards.
Mom. I hate you, Mom.
I got let go at noontime.
That makes me want to cry. I miss Shadow.
I do too. I miss the mutt. What again with my son? What I didn't realize was he's been streaming on Twitch for a few years, and I did not realize he got onto did a stream. He didn't have his camera on at the time, but he absolutely lost it on his stream with his people watching. Talked to some of his friends. He absolutely lost it, saying that Dad's home.
Yeah.
So.
Then you obviously know what happened with me, because you were here. So.
Yeah. Now.
Is that all you wanted me for?
Yeah, that pretty much, yeah. Now, I'm gonna give a big shout out to this group of lawyers right here. Yeah, just coming out of here. More to come. This is the lawyers I had. They did a phenomenal job for me. Again, I cannot disclose the amount I received, The only thing I will say, it was greater than a quarter, but less than half. In other words, it was more than 250,000, less than 500,000. The unfortunate part about this whole ordeal now is what some people don't realize. All my medical bills were covered under workers' comp. So out of the settlement, I have to pay back workers' comp what they spent on me for the medical bills. Then the lawyer gets his 1/3 cut. So yeah, I'm not going to get as much as people think I'm going to get, but I got enough. Hence the reason that, I don't know. I got to go back into my videos here real quick. I got to check something. I'm going to move this real quick out of the way, because they seem to get a little antsy if you show stuff in the studio side of it. Get in the studio. This whole thing has been going in stages. It has, as I said, it's been a couple years. It's been going in stages. I do believe. Anyways, you've seen in the live streams when I'm plowing my own driveway, I keep talking about that Ford Expedition that's got to go. That's gonna go to the junkyard. That's as of Justin. I'm surprised or not, it's been 4.5 years, and this is still in litigation. Yes and no. The litigation is over. Thursday was the official end of the litigation. I could not talk about any of this while the litigation was still going. So now that the litigation's over, now I can talk about it. Because if I talked about it while it was still in litigation, the defense attorney could use what I say against me in court if we wound up going to trial. So to protect myself in the best interest of myself and my family, I didn't talk about it until now that it's over. The paperwork has been signed. Still waiting on the check to be cut, but now I can talk about it now that the litigation is over. But now, see, like here, I gotta go to this. See, oldest. Trying to find one with me on my way home in my vehicle. Because I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, I didn't start this channel till a couple years ago. So. Oh yeah, that's when I went to Massachusetts. Yeah, that's the expedition. That's the expedition I had for a while. So yeah, I had the expedition when I started the channel. Now I have that gray F-250. What a difference, huh? From this one to that one. What in the world? Oh, that was when she the pig. So I am very thankful for everyone that's joined me tonight. I do have to say that I am very thankful for everyone. We got 10 watching there. So yeah, I said it's finally able to get something off my chest about this. I really do appreciate everyone that's watched and listened and joined in chat, asking questions, leaving your comments. It's very reassuring that someone's listening and everything. So I'm not one to just. I mean I do try to post everything I do that day for content, but I don't push for, like, I ask for subscribers at the end of the video. I've seen some people out there push subscribe every 5 minutes in their videos. Oh, thank you for actually all of you for being like an ear to me to kind of vent to it without getting like chewing your ear off. Just listening to how listening is greatly appreciated. Ow, that hurt. Fellas, something bit me on the inside behind the kneecap. Ow. And again, Justin, thank you for joining me for just as a random live chat. Kind of spilling my life-changing accident. No, it was a kind of a random live stream that you joined in, and I'm sitting there spilling my guts about a near-death experience. Kind of a little bit of a surprising one, huh? You subbed. It didn't notify me. Let me go check over here. Yeah, it should have notified me that you subscribed. I don't know why it didn't. Should have been a notification on the screen. Because, yeah, it does not show that you subscribed. Let me, you can see, like, right here. Oh, no, it's not going to do it. It's not going to allow me. That's on Twitch. No, it hasn't shown it yet. Let me keep looking here real quick. Okay, yeah, it does show. I'm at 11:03. Oh, probably because you don't have it as public. Your subscription list is public. That's probably why, which is no big deal. Don't worry about it. But again, thank you for subscribing. I guess you could call my channel somewhat like a daily vlog. No deliveries tomorrow. I'm just going to be doing maintenance because it's supposed to rain. It's going to rain tonight and tomorrow, most of the day. Can I see when someone first subscribes? If they have it to public. If they have it set to public, I can. Yeah, if you have your subscriptions as private, no, I can't see them. But there are some I can see who subscribed. Now let me see if I can't. Because right now, no, I want date subscribed, not the subscriber count. Oh, that's why it's only 90 days. I was like, well, I know I got more than that. I'm going through the list right now. Going back. You gotta go to Presque Isle tomorrow. That's not that bad for you. It's only about, what, about 2.5 hours north of you? So yeah, I gotta go back. Yeah, see, as I said, Justin, yeah, if you get your, I said, don't worry about it. If you got your subscriber list as private, that's why I'm not seeing it. That's fine. Don't mind me. As I said, I'm trying to monitor everything that's going on here. I have actually got 3 monitor. I got a screen here, and over on this side here is a screen, and above that one is a 48-inch TV. 48-inch TV. I've got other stuff running on right now. I need to get another. I need to get another computer. Is what I need to do. I need to get one that will handle what I'm doing. Because it does like to crash once in a while. It'll just say nope, and go nope and leave. Be done. Come on, quit arguing with me. Any new leads on a donkey? No. Actually, yes, there was. But I am no longer the high bidder on them. Let me... Okay, that's one. Let me go here, and I gotta pull this tab over here. Let's see here if they've gone up on price. They've gone up. Oh yeah, they've gone up on price. People have been bidding on them. Here's one of them. I threw a bid in for this. You've been outbid. It's not an actual low profile like I use, but it's a low mass one. And thank you to Jeff. Jeff is the one that found these. That's one of them. And this is the other one. I threw in a bid of $500 on each one just to kind of stir the pot a little bit. Denver, they're out in Denver, but I wasn't gonna really commit on these things quite yet till I get the okay to bid away, and we'll go from there. So these are the two I kind of started kind of paying attention to. One has 700 hours, I think it is. Yeah, 798 hours. However, I don't know how well I would verify those hours by the looks of that hour meter. With the glass being smashed, that hour meter might be stuck. So that's one reason why I kind of sitting back on it. But it does look like it is in pretty good shape. For an 06, it is pretty much identical to what I run, but the low profile did not come out until 2000. I think the low profile model did not come out until like 2008. I think 17 or 18, 18 or 19, somewhere around in there. This is very similar to what I have. Yes, I run, I should say. But as I said, this one's got a very wide cage on that. If anything, I'd take a red wrench to it and narrow it up some. Say like right about there. Be done with it. But as far as it is identical to what I have, it just does not have the remotes on the side. Exactly, Mana. That's why I said the hour meter is what kind of gets me on that one. Let me bring up the other one. Okay, that's that one. This one here, again, is a twin to that one. But the hour meter on this one here, as I said, I really wouldn't trust, because look at that hour meter. Shows us 99,000 hours. That's, again, that's something I couldn't do that. And of course, seats pay. These seats do play hell. The seat I got on my donkey is ripped as well. You notice the dash is different on this one too. See, like the key, hour meter, buzzer, light switch. Those are all up here on come here. On this donkey. Everything is right here on this control panel. This buzzer is actually located. No, you can't see it, but it's like right here under the control panel. And if anybody's seen me, you've seen me when I have the camera like hanging off the cage up here. You'll see my arm reach down and I'll hit a switch. That's the switch for the low range to lock the transmission into first and second gear. And this does not have the remotes over here for it. I could get it. "19 years old would be 166,594 hours of running." Yeah. Well, see, like the 2020. This one right here is a 2020. Here it is, 2025. Of course, this one has been 99.9% of the time I've run this machine. Yeah, the owners jumped on it a few times and ran it. This one here has 1,450 hours on it, I think. But I know exactly what's been done to this machine. I know how it's been ran. I know what I've done to it. I know what the condition of this machine is. I've run it since it's basically been brand new. As I said, I think this machine had, like, as you see it right now on the back of this truck, I think we got it with like 0.4 hours on the meter. It might have been 4 hours, but I think it was 0.4 hours on the hour meter when we got it. This was the very first delivery with it. As I said, I don't have pictures of the remotes, but I can get.
Text message.
Stop being rude. Just say I could get another donkey like this. I can get the remotes on the side, like I have on the one that I currently run. Yeah, I agree, Jeff. There's no way in hell that machine's got that many hours. But again, I don't trust that hour meter. 99,762 hours. Come on. I think that's why in the listing. I think it shows. There's somewhere around here, I think. Thought it showed something about hours, and it says something about there's an issue with the hours on it. But it's okay. Bex. Geesh, it's been a while since I've seen you on here. Bex, how you doing? Usually I've been going live on Sundays a lot lately. Hour meter right there. Possible repairs needed. Unable to verify. That's what I was looking for right there. So hence that's kind of, as I said, with this one here, that hour meter, a little sketchy in my book. What's it say on the side of that tank? Oh no. Quick recap of the story. Yeah, let me get back to it here. No. All right, quick little recap. Now that the all the litigation is done, is the only reason why I can do this now. Try to summarize it the best I can. Also, Bex, you can go back and watch the live stream later after we get done too. But quick little recap is October 6th at 1:45, October 6th of 2020, 1:45 in the afternoon. My company truck, this truck right here, broke down. As of right now, we're looking downhill. I was facing uphill. There's a road behind us. I was getting ready to turn left on, and the motor on the truck shut off just like you shut the key off. So I rolled the truck back to where you see it sitting here. The mechanic and me figured we had where it shut off with no warning lights, no nothing. I figured I popped a fuse to the ECM on the motor. So as you see, I got the hood open. The hood's open. 4 ways are going. Check the wiring under the hood for check anything obvious right off the bat for any obvious issues. Didn't see nothing. So yes, this is me. No, that is not blood. That is not urine, pee, or anything like that. That is that water bottle that got knocked over. So that's just water. I had my feet right here, right up against this. After I took the battery box off, checked the fuse in there. There's a fuse panel right above my left knee where the clutch was. So I was checking for fuses. I never saw it coming. This door here was on my left shoulder. This gentleman right here backed out of this. There's a convenience store over on this side here. He went in, openly admitted to the state police that when he come down and pulled into the store, he saw me over here working on the truck. Went into the store, got whatever he needed, jumped in his vehicle, backed out of the store, missed this tire. How? I don't know. And don't mind me, I gotta check something real quick. Missed the tire. Again, this door was resting on my left shoulder. How he missed it, I don't know. But when he backed up, backed into this door. Right here is the dent from the where his vehicle hit. Evidently, this dent right here was from my right wrist. So I got crushed between this door and my stomach was right across here. This crushed me from back to... I got crushed between this door and this rocker panel. It was basically pinching me like a pair of scissors. Now at the same time, just above my left knee, I get hit by the bumper of his vehicle. Well, the momentum going backwards, it crushed me between his vehicle and this fuel tank. See how this fuel tank's nice and shiny right here, but the rest of it's dirty? I got crushed between his vehicle, my pelvic plate, my hip hit here. I got crushed. I was hit so hard that this fuel tank moved about, say, inch, maybe 2 inches. Well, when that fuel tank moved backwards, my right hip was able to popped out. But still, the momentum of the vehicle, my hip, lower top half of the body pinched in the door, lower half of the body got driven up into this light right here in the corner of this light. So we went over what I had for my injuries. Well, again, near death too. While all this was going on, the air was forced out of my lungs. My vision, the scariest part, when I say near death, because I thought I was looking at the light at the end of the tunnel, is while I was getting crushed, my vision went white. I thought I was looking at the light at the end of the tunnel. So we went over my injuries. The injuries are what they call a complete pelvic ring fracture. My pelvic plate was broke. I had fractures all through my pelvic plate. Both hip sockets are damaged. Both rotator cuffs are damaged. I did have to have surgery on the funny bone on both elbows because they said my body, basically said that my body went into fight or flight mode. So somehow, I don't know exactly how, both funny bone nerves are damaged. So they had to go in and do what they call ulnar nerve decompression surgery, which is basically take a lot of the damaged tissue around the funny bone nerve out. Now all the fractures on my pelvic plate have arthritis, so I got turned into a human barometer. I've got what's called bilateral sacroiliitis in my lower back, and what that is, the connective. If you know what the sacrum is, the sacrum tissue is what holds your pelvic plate and your spinal column together. Mine is damaged beyond repair. The only option I have now is a fusion surgery, is what they tell me. With that, all those, and the injury where my pelvic plate was crushed, my pancreas was damaged. I'm a type 2 diabetic now from all that. It's been 4.5 years of... geez, was the guy drunk? No. He wasn't. I will show you... Nope, he openly admitted to the cop that he never looked behind him. He just went to the store, got what he needed for his wife. He said he jumped in, he looked left, looked right, and never looked behind him. Now, driveway here, driveway here. This is where the truck was at. I'm only assuming. I don't know all the facts of it. But this is no longer a store. This is where I was parked. Right here. As I said, there's a driveway there, and the driveway's down here. This is where I was at. The only thing I can assume, that's the store right there, was he was parked like somewhere's up in here. What he wound up doing, pain in my ass. Was he went into the store. He said he got in the vehicle. He looked uphill, downhill, backed out. Somehow, I think what he did was he backed out like this to go up the road. So he backed out, come down, and that's when he hit the driver's door, which hit me in the back, crushed me back to front. And then, as I said, I got hit just above the left knee, and I was crushed left to right at the same time. So you just take your fingers and go, take your thumb and forefinger and go squeeze, like put them in front of you, squeeze back and forth, and then go take another set and go left to right. That's what happened to me. Both at the same time. It wasn't just get front to back and then left to right. It was front to back and left to right at the same time. So yeah, I got pretty messed up. I've got PTSD from it. I mean, it's been the hell on the family for the past 4.5 years. This gentleman right here is the one that was driving, as I said earlier. Before paramedics or anybody showed up, I did have a bunch of good Samaritans show up and help out, assist me. As I said earlier in the stream, this pillow right here was from, I believe, this customer of ours. There's a customer right here of ours. No, I did not do a delivery to her. I did a delivery miles down the road. But that's what that pillow and the blanket come from her, trying to keep me from going into shock too much. It said happened October 6th. I kind of went in a little more detail of what happened during in the hospital. But it happened October 6th at, say, I said I basically got to the hospital, say, 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock on a Tuesday, noon on Thursday, they discharged me because, again, this was 2020. COVID was starting to spike again. So they needed the beds. I forced myself to be able to put on a pair of shoes, socks, and pants. And for occupational therapy, physical therapy, wanted me to take a walker, walk out the room, and down the hallway and back, and they sent me home. I did go over the video. I don't know how many people want to see it again. I mean, of surprising my kids when I come home. I mean, if you guys don't mind seeing it again, let me know in the chat. I'll wait till I see what you guys say. Play it. played. It was a great tip. All right, give me a second, John. Give me a second here. Need to get back here to that. All right, Bex. Let me get the folder here. I got a bunch of folders open. This was because you'll have to go back. My daughter explained what happened. My daughter jumped on the stream here and explained what happened here at the house. I can only explain from my point, but if you go back and you'll see, you'll hear what she has to say about what happened here at the house. But this was when I come home. Do I get a hug? Hey, buddy.
Hey, Dad.
Hold on, I gotta fix something. The damn TV screen quit working.
Do I get a hug?
Sorry about that, everyone.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Dad.
I hate you, Mom.
I got let go at noon time. He sent me home at noon.
We missed that mutt. The hardest thing about, aside from the excruciating pain, was the hospital would not allow my kids in to see me. Nobody under the age of 18 was allowed in the hospital during the COVID going on. That tore me to shreds. I used to drive cross country, and I told the wife I wanted to be home for my kids every night. I'll tell you right now, that Tuesday night and that Wednesday night destroyed me. Not being able to say I love you to my kids. I was able to say it to them through FaceTime, but not being able to give them a hug and tell them to their face how much I love them every day. Those 2 nights destroyed me. Of course, yes, I do have, I don't know if I said it or not, but yes, I do have PTSD from it. Right now, I have been trying to do a lot of it, coping on my own with it. Now, my therapist, when I was seeing her, said discussing about it would help out a lot. While it was in litigation, I could not talk about it. Just so it didn't hurt my case. That's what my lawyer said too. So it would not hurt my case. I couldn't really disclose exactly what was going on. Now, the other injury, I don't know, you've probably seen it. I don't know if you asked about it or not, Bex, or anything like that. Seatbelt. Okay, this I deliberately left this part out for a few minutes. Seatbelt. Remember when I said my hip hit this light right up in here? I have what they call hypersensitive nerve disorder in my right hip. I cannot wear a seatbelt because the seatbelt goes over it. And anything that really puts any pressure on it, like you'll see in some of the videos in the jean, I'm constantly pulling my jeans up. I can't wear anything tight fitting on my hip or on my hips or a belt because it puts pressure on that one spot. And when it does, it starts to trigger memories. So I can't wear a seatbelt because it triggers a PTSD. Now, I did not say this to anybody, didn't explain this earlier in the stream at all. But one time I had the wife was with me, and it was, I think it was 21, sometime in late winter, early spring of 2021. I think we were driving to a doctor's appointment. I'm not 100% sure right offhand. I had the seatbelt on. I was trying to deal with it the best I could. I pulled the extra slack out and kind of tucked it under my leg. But we hit a pothole with the vehicle. And when we did that, the seatbelt cinched up. That was the last thing I remember. The next thing I know is I am standing in the middle of a major road in Lewiston. Route 196 in Lewiston. Freaking out. Because when the seatbelt cinched, it slapped that spot of that nerve, the hip. It triggered PTSD. I don't remember anything from basically after hitting, from the time I hit that seatbelt, hit that pothole, and the seatbelt cinching up until I was standing out in the middle of the road. I don't remember any of that. So now a lot of people try to explain it now. When I say I'm uneasy on some of these deliveries, and I try to do my best to get out of the road into a driveway, it is because there are there's similarities to when this accident happened to what's I'm doing for the customer's delivery. Now, there's some roads, it does not bother me because I know it's not a very well-traveled road. This is called Intervale Road, is also known as Main 231. All right, then I gotta have a window pop up here in a second. There we go. So there's gonna be some similarities that just I can't. That's going to make me uneasy, so I try to get off the road. Most people would never worked again. That is so true. But the way I was raised was you rub dirt on it and keep going. Now, from the day this accident happened, I was out of work for 29 days. I went into the hospital. This happened on a Tuesday. Again, you saw when the video I got home, I got discharged on noon on Thursday. 9 days after I got home I got home on Thursday, not that Monday, but the following Monday, I started physical therapy. I was doing physical therapy twice a day until I got released for work. I was out of work for 29 days. So like about two, maybe 3 weeks. Well, 2 weeks. Just a little over 2 weeks. I was doing physical therapy twice a day. The very first one in the morning and the very last one at night. And when I come back, that is the donkey I run. This was when I got hurt, the owner immediately went out and bought this donkey with the controls on the other side for me so I didn't have to climb up and down. And you can see the difference in height on this versus the Moffett, which is up here. All right, you're back, Les, huh? All right, thanks, buddy. So they said this was the day we got the donkey. When I got hurt, he immediately ordered it. And it took him like 2 or 3 weeks to get it. This machine was actually out in Kansas with help from the factory to get the machine out to us. So yeah, that was one of the worst days of my life. You never see me smoking when I'm at work. Is it not allowed? I try not to smoke on camera. Just because there could be some young ones watching, and I'm just trying to be respectful. Well, it could be on my end less too. My computer hard drive is pretty full. So, need to get over here on this one. Oh, half of my stuff just seized up on me. Yeah, let's try this again. See if it'll connect. All right, there we go. It should be. Are we back? Yeah, okay, there we go.
Text message.
I try to be respectful. Command Central having issues. Well, as I said, monitor 1, monitor 2, monitor 3. Monitor 1 is the one you see is the one I'm recording off of. Monitor 2 is, again, like I said, right here off the screen. You see how the mouse disappears? Do. Okay, that's monitor 2. Monitor 3 is the 48-inch TV I have above me. So you got 1, 2, and 3. 3 right now, I have my live stream I'm monitoring the video, the stream on my YouTube channel. Plus I got my Twitch channel going up on that as well. Plus one of the boys' friends that's streaming live right now too. So yeah, it's kind of one of those, yeah, I'm doing what I can. My son wants me to build a new system and get my water-cooled one running, and not to make light of the situation, but the feet under the truck makes them think a Wicked Witch of the West. Wow. All right, thanks, Les. Thanks, I do appreciate it. What this was, what had the paramedic kind of uneasy was the way my feet were. because I did the pelvic ring fracture where I got the pelvic plate was broke. Broke, but didn't. Now I got to back up and say, yes, my pelvic plate was broke. It had a bunch of, well, as the doctor said, a break and a fracture, same exact thing. It's just to the extent. My pelvic plate, complete pelvic ring fracture, nothing was dislocated enough to where I required surgery to put it back together. My legs were just excruciating pain. My feet, I could not move my legs at all. My feet and my toes, I could move them up and down and wiggle my toes. You wanted me to move my legs? There's absolutely no way I could. X-ray, when they sent me into X-ray, because this is the leg I got hit with, they're afraid I had a broken leg. They wanted me to put it up on like a pillar or something for them to take a good X-ray of. I told the nurses that wasn't going to happen. They would have to put the leg up for me because I couldn't move my legs. When I got in the left to right compression, my legs were compressed so hard that the inseam of the jeans left a rash on the inside of my kneecaps on both legs. And they were squeezed so tight that it squeezed the blood out of the tissue. So my legs looked like I had jaundice. They were yellow, they were black, they were blue. They just complete. Couldn't tell that they were. It was pretty nasty. It took like a week or so before my legs started coming back to their natural color of ghost white. Yeah, so it's been quite the ordeal. Shows 19 viewers, but YouTube shows 4, Twitch shows 1, so it should only say 5, but it's okay. No, you don't want to see that. You don't want, yeah. Grateful, anyone get a chance to meet this guy, he'll give you the pellets off his truck. If I know you're coming, I'll give you some good pellets to use.
Text message.
Yeah, man, we'll have to meet up at some point in time. But as I said, you see how much I work. I literally work 6 days a week. Right now, again, like the store down here in town that I work at, I did see the owner. The owner did come by. He came by the store Friday and Saturday. He's actually able to get out of his house now, where he had his left knee replaced. Yeah, when he gave those gals at the restaurant the $100 tip, I tried to give it back to him. He took. Okay, let everybody know this past Christmas, I didn't say anything, but the girls at the convenience store that I always stop at, I was very customers were very generous, I should say, the week before Christmas. Those girls got every bit of my tips that I got for that week, the week before Christmas. I think in total, Jeff, those girls in total got $800 out of me for tips from the customers. I didn't keep anything for the basically that whole week, the 5 days, the full 5 days before Christmas. Christmas was on a Wednesday this year, I think it was. So they got like 7 days worth of tips from me. I gave it all to the girls at the restaurant, at the store. But Maina, yes, we will do that. Back to the squirrel moment here. I did see the owner Friday. He's able to get out of the house. Right now, he's dealing with his calf muscle is where he's been laid up for so long. His calf muscle's stiff. That is pretty much the only way you're gonna meet me, Maina. That's what I was gonna try to say was the only way you're gonna probably be able to meet me at all lately would be at the store on Saturdays. We're there from the store's open 8:30 to 3 on Saturdays, and I'm usually there. I'm usually there just a little after 8, and I don't usually leave till a little after 3. Because right now the owner has dumped a bunch of between me and his son. Between the two of us, he's dumped a lot of the pretty much almost the rest of all the responsibilities on us to take care of the store while he's out. But the owner of the main pellet sales, the ones I would normally work at Saturday, and I've been doing the deliveries on Mondays and Fridays for. He's out for the rest of the season. There's no doubt he's done for the rest of the season. So that's why I'm there Monday to do the deliveries Mondays and Fridays. There are no deliveries tomorrow. We don't have one. It's gonna rain, and 2, we don't have any deliveries. I managed to get the store caught up on deliveries. So on Friday, I don't know about deliveries on Friday. I hear something about possible snow Friday this week, but I'm not gonna swear to it. And usually if I'm not out front on Saturdays, I'm in the back shop. That's quite obvious. You saw that on yesterday's video out back, harassing the owner's brother. Headlight completely unplugged, and hey, when you connect that wire, does the headlight turn on? No, we got other problems. I'm going, oh my dear God, you can't see. You got the plug right in your hand. I knew it wasn't plugged in. I unplugged the damn thing. Yes, we did. I went in. The parts came in about 3 o'clock. When I got there, I had to help. I didn't get there till about 4. because I was busy trying to get a lot of the stuff for tonight's stream, all the injuries that I sustained, get the medical things up for you. I didn't get down there till 4. And they were having a hell of a time trying to get the drum on. It wound up being the adjuster. They didn't have the adjuster set inside the correct slots. So they couldn't get the drum on, put the rear drum on. It's an older vehicle. It's got disc in the front, drum in the rear. So they couldn't get the drum on, so they're fighting with it the whole time. And I walked up and went, that's not right. So once they did that, they got it corrected. Then we got the other side done. I'm gonna be bringing it in tomorrow, and start checking out some more on the brakes, because the rear brakes don't seem to be working all that well right now. They don't seem to be working, period. So I got some maintenance to do on the Moffett. I got to grease the Moffett tomorrow. Grease it, go over it, get it ready for the rest of the week, and then I'm going to pull his vehicle in. I'm going to pull the rear drums off and check the seat and check and see why they are not working. I just do not want to have to try to bust that bleeder free, because he's got a bleeder. There's a bleeder screw on it, and why they don't have one on the rear passenger side, I do not know. It does not have one on the rear passenger side. Bleeder valve. So it's going to be a fun one. Holy hell, it's almost going for almost 3 hours? Jeez. Shows how much fun we having. Has it been 3 hours? Did we do 3 hours last week? I don't think we did. Or did we? Well, I do enjoy what I do with you, all of you. I have a blast. Any more info on the coffee pellets? Not yet. I haven't really been... My mind has not been on that. Last week was 3 hours and 41 minutes. Holy. Wow. Yeah, I guess back-to-back 3 hour streams. And no, I haven't really been, as I said, everything going on with the litigation this week here, I haven't been paying attention to it, because this, again, I couldn't talk about this till litigation was over, and now it is. Now now I could talk about it. And this was finally ended Thursday. So with this, was finally able to get a lot of weight off my shoulders, you could say. See, there's the peat. Everybody's asking where's the peat. There's the peat back there. This was taken on a Saturday. The reason why I say that is my pickup's not parked there. Now, I'll give you an idea of what this place looked like before the owner bought it. That's what it looked like in 2007. They bought it in 2012, I think. Yeah, because this is where they're starting to work on it. The other one you have a big surprise on would be my Saturday employer. See, that was just taken this December. But that's what it originally was. In 2007. I think he bought it in 2008. Leveled the building. Built this one. He went from that to this. It is the same building, it's just he cut it out. If you look right here, oh, cut it out. Get back over there. Get over here. Look right here. Cinder blocks. Cinder blocks. This guy right here was actually in this building. Now to give you another idea. That's a back view of it from the back. This was the green sterling that I was working on for a long time. This is that green sterling I was working on until the motor let go. Yeah, well, all I gotta do is click. And look at that difference. There's actually an apartment right, yeah, there's an apartment here. That furnace you see me out back, there's the exhaust pipe for it. That furnace is sitting right here. This is the bay that you see me back trucks in all the time. But I did notice when I was in this one here, that's the Kenworth. So this was taken probably, I would probably say sometime in November is when he got that truck. Actually, I think I might be able to go back. Oh yeah, and I was also been playing around looking at some of these. When did he get the truck? Right there. 4 months ago, so that would be October. So yeah, we bought that one. Then he bought that one. Yeah, the boy bought his car 4 months ago too. Live. Hard to believe that was that long last week. I understand that when I'm out plowing, but man. Oh, there's another 3-hour stream there. 6, 5. I'd still say that was quite the surprise. 60,000 views on that one. Well, anybody got any questions at all? Hopefully we can return to our regularly scheduled programming next week. Oh, besides yeah. Tariffs. We are still waiting on to find out how much the tariffs are going to be for some of these products we sell. Now, we have had a couple reach out. We have at least one manufacturer has reached out to us and said that they will cover the cost of the tariff as a spring special. Now, what are we waiting on? I have no idea. So I do not know which manufacturer it is yet. But when I do know, I will try to spread the word, let everybody know. Did chat freeze up here or what? Ah, okay. Which brands will be affected? Okay, far as like this one here. Come on. Thank you. Ambiance will be affected. Canoic, Cubex, Lacrete, Matra, PWI. We don't sell any of that. Don't sell that. Spruce Point we don't sell. Super Spruce. But the Canadian ones, like as I said, Ambiance, Canoet, Cubex. Energex is Canadian, but it's also American, so it's going to be depending on that. Lacrete is definitely going to be affected. Matra, Okanagan, I think, I'm not 100% sure on that one. For that, that's for him. And right here, the owner's son put a big thing on the front. Potential increase in tariffs, as far as like the pellets for this one here. Yeah, okay, good. It would be Matra, the Cubex, Lacrete, and Logique Force. Again, as I explained before in some of the other ones, Force and Cubex are the same pellet, just a different bag. But as I said, this Logique, Lacrete, Cubex, Matra are the ones that will be affected the most with that. And far as bricks and logs, fiber fuel. Fiber fuel will be the only one that will be affected far as the tariffs, because those are made over in Nova Scotia. NV blocks are made in Pennsylvania. Of course, Idaho logs are made in Idaho. Here, Canoet bricks will be affected. Okay, the Energex X blocks will be. Lewis bricks will be affected. So you got 1, 2, 3 bio products that will be affected. Again, we've been hearing anywhere from 10 to 25% tariff on each one. Which one is it? We don't know. We've heard it's nothing's been set in stone on that. As far as the bag coal that we sell, that comes out of Pennsylvania, so there's no tariff on that. So yeah, it's just such a crazy year this year with these tariffs. If you come down and see me on Saturdays, I'll tell you right now, the only thing we have available right now, of course, as you've seen in the video for yesterday, that back warehouse is pretty bare. The only thing we have is the Doug Fir, Vermont Wood, and the Logique Softwood is what we have on hand right now. That is all we have available. Do I think we sell more Canadian products than we do US? Nah. If you want to include the Matra, you figure the Force, okay, Wood and Sons in Vermont and the Doug Fir are the 3 U.S. products we sell. So you figure we got Matra, Cubex, Lacrete, and the Logique. Of course, as I said, Force is Cubex. I'm not including that because that's a Cubex product. So you figure we got 1, 2, 3, 4 products that is going to be affected by it. Matra is usually one of our bigger sellers. Lacrete, well, again, that is with this company right here, Main Pellet Sales. Each store has their big seller for the areas. Matra, Vermont, and Wood and Sons are usually the top 3 sellers.
So you got the Vermont and Wood & Sons made right in the U.S. Matra, again, one of the big sellers. Cubex is a very popular pellet for customers that want hardwood. So right now, far as with this guy here, yeah, we do sell a lot more Canadian products than he does in the U.S. Now it's going to be pretty much almost the same here, because as I said, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Canadian products right there. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 American. So Lacrete is usually a big seller. Cubex is one of his biggest sellers as far as hardwood goes. But again, Vermont and Wood & Sons is another big seller as well. He's you see me going in and out of the Wood & Sons mill all the time. Actually, I don't know if I've ever shown anyone. Yeah, I probably have shown you where the mill was at for the Wood & Sons. This right here is, no, let me rephrase that. Right here is the Wood & Sons mill. This is an old picture because they actually have this whole area cleared out now for logs. And I think it's right in here is where they're trying to put in the debarker. They do have what's called a drum debarker, but they're any U.S. hardwood pellets. Right now, far as U.S. hardwood pellets, no. They have mixed. There are some out there, but we don't sell them for hardwood. See, like Lignetics of Maine, Maine's Choice. These are a hardwood softwood blend. It's 65 soft, 35 hardwood blend. Trying to think, is there another one? Let's see, Ambiance hardwood. Yeah, hardwood. Well, Candlewick's a mixed. Cubex is hardwood. Energex is a mixed. Lacrete is a spruce. Matra is a pine. Okanagan, it depends on which one they have. It's either pine, spruce, or a Doug fir. PWI is more of a pine. Spruce Point, again, that's a spruce. Vermont is a pine. Wood & Sons is a pine. Go over here. Yeah, Barefoot is a hardwood. Yeah, we don't deal with that Barefoot. See, that's a Canadian hardwood. That's a soft. Pine and pine. Yeah, as I said, Barefoot is something that we don't deal with. There are some U.S. hardwoods, but we don't deal with them. I agree, Jeff. The tariffs should just force people to purchase American. I understand that. I agree. Bring the tariffs up to where it makes the Canadian stuff just slightly more expensive. Don't do what he's done. I mean, drive the prices so friggin' sky high it puts the economy in a panic. Bring the Canadian tariffs up like 4, 5, 6%. Make it where it's, if the American producers keep up. Man, you're right. Right now, these tariffs, the way the economy is freaking out on it, just say, okay, where is it? Lacrete. Right here. Just a 10% increase, a tariff on them, would make them $50 more, $525. It'd be just as good to buy a pallet of the Doug fir. Don't get me wrong, you get a lot better product too. On that. And bricks and logs. Fiber fuel. Was it fiber fuel, right? Here. Okay, 10% is another 33 bucks. But this tariff is going to put a hell of a strain. We already know it's going to. Vermont Wood and Wood and Sons. We already know those two mills are going to have all they can do to try to keep up. Here, Lignetics of Maine. These guys are going to be doing everything they can to keep up. Because it's going to be a major, major strain on them. Because they're not going to be, we know they're not going to be able to keep production up for that. Because luckily those mills are close. That is true. That is very true that the mills are close to us. As I have shown before, as I said, that's Wood and Sons. And this is the Vermont mill we get our pellets from. We used to get them from this mill over here. So yeah, that's have to go all the way across here, then down, load up, and then come back across and all the way down through. To go from here to here and back was 8 hours. Now it's, I think that cut out almost 3 hours off the trip. Hour and a half. So yeah, almost 3 hours. Well, going up through there. So hour and 40. So 3 hours and 20 minutes. Is what it saved us. Yeah, local logging. It probably will, considering the J paper mill. This paper mill right here is closed because one of the digesters exploded. Yeah, that's great. But as I said, we normally get it out of this one here, out of the Springfield facility. I remember when this building right here burned. This is you gonna show it? This is Durgan and Crowell lumber. If anybody in New Hampshire knows, it must have been what? 2016 or 17. This part of the mill burned. This has all been rebuilt. These are all my customers. This is all my customers or places I picked up when I had my own truck and trailer. So that's where this heart here is where the Northern Warmth Doug Fir comes in. This mill burned. That's Lignetics of Maine. That's Maine Woods Pellets. These are the place I would burn. Oh. They still got it? Yeah, they still got it. This was one of our customers for a while. They take 12 pallets of coal. I'd put it in this building. And then they got their own machine. They'd lug it around over to here to feed the coal furnace that they had to heat their pool. The coal furnace decided to die, so they put in a natural gas furnace, so they don't need any more coal. New England Wood Pellets. That's now owned by Lignetics. Hey, Twitch just finally showed up on my phone saying, hey, the pellet guy is live. You're about 3 hours and 16 minutes late. Turn the volume down. This one here, I do believe should be Down East Wire Trap, which was a customer of mine that received pellets. Pull in here, park like right in here, and they take it and stuff it in this area. I also hauled out of what was it, Coast of Maine. Coast of Maine would be, I think it's out here somewhere. I know it was out this way somewhere, Coast of Maine. Yeah, these guys used to, was one of my customers for a while. I go here. I'd go here, then a couple times I've taken a load, brought a load to there, and then just had to go all the way up here to Huber Engineered Woods, pick up a load, and then come back with that. This one was always it was a good place to load at times. You come in here, follow, matter of fact. No, okay, no, that's not me. Kind of similar to what my truck looked like, but pull in line here. There's a red and green light right here. Drive around through there. You can see the lines. Move around here. You drive inside the building. You give them your tarps. They lay them flat on the floor out here. They load you here. When you're loaded, you pull up. You drive under your tarps. They put it on a machine. You drive underneath. They drop your tarps down. Tarp your load for you. Then you come out. Way out. Get your paperwork. Here's where your French fries are made. Yeah, this is Corinth wood pellets. They are no longer in business. They burned, God, I don't know how many years ago. That place burned down. Now, I feel so much better finally being able to be honest with everyone on a lot of the stuff that I do and why I do it. Matra is made right up here somewhere. Right up in this area. No, it's right over the border somewhere. It's right over the border in Vermont or something. Corinth is burned many a times. Yep. And everything at Corinth. Was bought by these guys. Wood and Sons bought the old Corinth equipment. What they're going to do with it right now, I do not know. Maybe they're going to upgrade inside their mill. I have no idea. What the hell was it we were telling them they need to do? What was it? I think we were telling them they need to do. I said, this is now a log yard here. What they need to do is just clear out this area. Oh, okay, I can't say this, include this area. That's part of the sawmill that's now closed. If you notice in the videos, it's pretty much bare and empty here. Build a new facility, a new pellet mill right here, so they can increase their production. But I think they said they pretty much tapped out the power grid. Because during the summer times, CMP, during the hot days, the power company calls them and asks them to shut down to help out on the grid. Yeah, Robbins Lumber bought it, and they have since closed this mill down. This warehouse is pretty much empty now. I think they have a few bundles left in this warehouse, but other than that, I think everything here is all empty. Yeah, this is an old picture because it still shows logs in there, in their log yard. Oh, here's the drum debarker. This piece right here is what they are trying to install, like in this area here. And that's what it should have done for earlier, but it didn't. It still doesn't show him. It doesn't show a notification for that he done that. Oh well. Well, I suppose everyone. It is 11:30. We've been going for what? 3.5 hours. Next week's talk about my flying.
Text message.
Next week talk about my flying skills. Okay, you have been smoking something. I have no flying skills. I have no flying skills. Oh, man. Jesus. Damn you guys with the wiring tutorials. By the way, Mina, how'd you like that little trick I played on the owner's brother? Yeah. I knew it wasn't plugged. As I said in the video, I knew it wasn't plugged in because I unplugged it. Got power. Of course, you see I got power break in here.
That doesn't.
This doesn't help out that much.
There's some Vulcan pride, and we found a problem, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. You might want to put some heat shrink over that before we twist it together,
That's
don't you?
why I grabbed this.
I say, isn't that the reason for that?
I only had a brain.
Now, I said I did this with him. You see the plug sitting on the floor right here.
Why I grabbed this.
Right there. There's a plug for it sitting right there. He's looking straight down at it.
I say, isn't that the reason for that?
I only had a brain.
I'll grab an extension cord. We're gonna solder it.
Yeah, I think there's one.
Okay, you got the flux right there, solder right there. Okay, yeah. We love to harass each other.
Yeah. Yes.
I told him. I
can't
said,
understand
when you touch those two wires, do the headlights come on? And he's like, no, we got another problem. I'm thinking
Yeah,
to
we
myself,
got another problem. It's Jake.
it won't plug in it won't come on unless you got it plugged in. We screw with each other so bad.
Yeah, and there's stuff we do in the back shop that's not suitable for friggin' anybody. All right, everyone. I think I'm gonna have to call it a night. It's been 3.5 hours, so why don't we call it a night, and I'll probably see everyone tomorrow. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. As I said, I know a bunch of people had a bunch of questions about why I was doing what I was doing, and now it's out there. Now everybody understands what's going on. As I said, I want to say thank you for listening. But all right. Everyone stay safe, and I guess I will see you in the next one.